This geography revision clip is about tectonics, and you will learn about the structure of the Earth, where and why earthquakes and volcanoes occur, the 4 types of tectonic plate boundary, and a little case study about the Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami of Boxing Day 2004.
Ever since the Earth's formation, an estimated 4,600 million years ago, it has been slowly cooling down. This has led to the formation of a crust, the thin layer of solid rock that forms the surface of our planet. Below the crust is the mantle, which is made of semi-solid rock and has properties of both liquid and solid, and can therefore break and flow. At the very centre of the Earth is a core, which is believed to be a solid, surrounded by liquid metals that can reach temperatures of over 5,000 degrees centigrade.
This revision clip is about where earthquakes and volcanoes occur.
Oceanic and continental tectonic plates. The Earth's crust is not one seamless layer. In fact, it is broken up into many different sections of varying sizes, called tectonic plates. These huge sections of Earth's surface float upon the deep semi-solid layer of the mantle beneath them. The edges where the plates meet are called plate boundaries. Nearly all earthquakes and volcanoes occur at these boundaries.
So, over in South America we have destructive plate boundaries. Over here we have a collision plate boundary. Another destructive plate boundary here. And going through Iceland in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean is a constructive plate boundary. There are 4 different types of plate boundary. First, let's have a look at destructive plate boundaries, where most earthquakes and volcanoes occur around the world.
Destructive plate boundaries are so destructive because the oceanic plate and the continental plates collide. The heavier oceanic plate sinks underneath the continental plate into the subduction zone. The melted crust rises due to the gas bubbles in the magma, which makes it lighter than the surrounding rock to form explosive, dangerous volcanoes. When the plates rub, friction occurs, leading to earthquakes. For example, Japan.
Destructive plate boundaries occur along the western coast of South America and around Japan, a few around Turkey, and this is where the oceanic plate goes underneath the continental plate. Sumatra is another very active zone. The next type of plate boundary we're going to look at are conservative plate boundaries. Conservative plate boundaries can be found on the San Andreas Fault in North America, where plates slide past each other. Conservative plate boundaries.
The tectonic plates slide past each other. Over many times, the plates become locked and tension builds up. Over many years, the rocks break and jerk forward, causing powerful earthquakes. One famous earthquake caused by this is Haiti in 2010.
The next type of plate boundary we're going to look at are collision plate boundaries. India used to be down here, and it moved up into and it bumped into the Eurasian plate. It's a collision plate boundary, and we have the Himalaya mountains here that have been pushed up as a result.
A collision plate boundary is when 2 continental plates meet. Because both plates are of similar density, they won't move below each other, so they are forced up, creating high fold mountains. This causes frequent earthquakes. An example of collision plate boundary is the Himalayas.
And the last type of plate boundary are called constructive plate boundaries, where 2 plates move apart from each other and the magma oozes up in the middle. An example of this is all the way down the Atlantic Ocean, where it's pulling apart. We are, in England, are getting further away from New York by about 2 centimetres a year.
A constructive plate boundary is when 2 oceanic plates move apart and an undersea volcano is formed, where the magma in the mantle rises to the seabed. Because the lava is under pressure from the ocean above, the volcanic eruptions are not very violent.
The next part of the revision clip is about a case study, the Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami on Boxing Day 2004. It happened right here, where the Indo-Australian plate is pushing down underneath the Eurasian plate. The Boxing Day Indian Ocean earthquake occurred where the oceanic plate, the Indo-Australian plate, was forced underneath the continental Eurasian plate. Over years and years, the plates stuck together and suddenly released. And the Indo-Australian plate was thrust up, causing a huge earthquake and also a tsunami.
First, I'm going to explain the social effects of the Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. Teachers, doctors and nurses killed. This is a problem because there is nobody to treat the injured or teach them. Houses destroyed, no places to live. Therefore, many people are left homeless. Diseases are spreading that is killing more people. Transport destroyed, e.g. trains, cars and aeroplanes. So many people can't go anywhere and foreigners can't leave the country. 650,000 injured, total dead, 310,000, 1.7 million homeless.
There were a few environmental effects as well.
There was a huge lack of food and water due to the environment being destroyed. This meant people were dying of hunger and thirst, as well as other things. Cracks in the road affected them because they could not go anywhere. The ground shook violently and buildings fell down. Also, the coral was damaged.
There were also a few economic effects.
2 million jobs were lost and houses were destroyed, as well as transport. £6 billion was spent in reconstruction.
This revision clip is about volcanoes. There are two types of volcanoes.
The first type of volcano we're going to discuss is the shield volcano. Shield volcanoes occur at constructive plate boundaries. Lava produced at a constructive plate boundary is thin and runny. Thin, runny lava can travel a long way before it cools and turns solid. As a result, shield volcanoes are wide with gently sloping sides. Volcanic eruptions from shield volcanoes are frequent but not explosive. This means they are less likely to result in loss of life. Here we have our magma chamber and our main vent. Shield volcanoes have a wide base, gentle sides, and these are the layers of lava. Here's the crater. There's the thin, runny lava flow. Next, composite volcanoes. Composite volcanoes is one of the most common type of volcanoes. Composite volcanoes occur at destructive plate boundaries. The type of lava produced at a destructive plate boundary is thick and sticky. This means that when a composite volcano erupts, it can be very violent. Again, we have our magma chamber down here. Composite volcanoes have a narrow base, a main vent, and here's the crater. Here's an ash cloud which can be formed at the eruption of a composite volcano. And here's the secondary cone. And here are the layers of ash and lava.
This revision clip is how volcanoes and earthquakes are caused.
A volcano occurs where oceanic and continental plates collide. The heavier oceanic plate is forced underneath the continental plate. As the plate is pushed down into the mantle, it melts. The melted crust forms magma. The magma slowly rises up, and towards the surface it forms dangerous volcanoes. Earthquakes occur mainly on plate boundaries that are moving towards or past each other. As the plates move, friction locks them together. Over many years, pressure builds up until eventually the rocks snap along a weak area called a fault line. The stored energy is released until it travels outward as a seismic wave. These seismic waves, or shock waves, cause the Earth's crust to shake up and down and from side to side.
Good luck with your revision. The best thing to do now is watch the revision movie again and take a few notes of your own. I hope this helps you get your well-deserved A star in geography.